Hey guys, every once in a while you hear a theory that you're just like, oh my god, that makes so much sense. And I was just randomly looking around Charmed forums and stuff, and I saw this one and I was immediately like, okay, we gotta cover this. So today we're gonna speculate on the truth about Paige. So just for a little backstory first, we know that Patty and Victor had 3 children together. Prue, Piper, and Phoebe Halliwell. And after she and Victor split up, Patty also had another daughter with her whitelighter Sam. But since witch/whitelighter relationships were forbidden at the time, Patty and Sam decided to give their daughter, Paige, up for adoption in hopes of keeping her existence a secret from the elders. But after Prue died in season 3 and the elders realized a 4th sister existed, they allowed her to receive her powers and join her sisters to reconstitute the Power of 3. And up until this point, Paige didn't know she was a Halliwell or a witch at all. It wasn't until Prue died and Piper cast a spell to find a lost witch that Paige was drawn to them at Prue's funeral, where she met Phoebe, and things just kind of went from there. But what if it wasn't actually Piper's spell that was what called Paige to her sisters? What if, as a deleted user on Reddit proposed, she had actually been called almost a year before that when Phoebe cast her lost and found spell in the season 3 episode Wrestling with Demons? Think about it! In the season 4 premiere, Charmed Again, Paige tells Shane that she started looking for her birth parents after her adopted parents died, and her search led her to the Halliwells, but when she found out their mother had passed away long before that point, she figured that they probably weren't related after all.
So after they died, I went searching for my birth mother, hoping to get some answers. I went to the police station, found the church where I was dumped at. I checked around. I figured she must have lived near there, you know? I even thought I might have been related to the Halliwell sisters for a minute, but their mom died a long time ago, so I gave up on that.
But Paige also said in the same scene that she had only started coming to P3 a year or so ago.
No. I like it here. Gosh, I should. I've been coming to P3 for the last year or so, on and off. I mean, ever since
Ever since what?
Oh, no, never mind.
So it begs the question, if Paige's adoptive parents died in 1994 and Paige started searching for her birth family right after that, that probably means she likely would have made the connection to the Halliwells by 1995, maybe 96, and then let go of the idea and moved on when she believed the dates didn't add up. So when you consider the timeline, it doesn't really make sense why Paige suddenly started coming to P3 about a year or so before her sisters found her, when she'd already given up on the idea of being related to them years ago. Especially since P3 was opened at the beginning of season 2, so it had already been open for over a year before Paige decided to start going to the club. So something must have triggered that, right? What if that trigger was that she was actually inadvertently called by her sisters around that time? Because see, in Wrestling with Demons, which aired on February 1st, 2001, Phoebe and Piper cast a lost and found spell that Phoebe wrote that starts calling back everything they've lost over the years, whether they were actively looking for it or not. It called back their mother's ring, laundry, pencils, Phoebe's brown hair, Graham's dog that went missing 7 years ago. Everything started returning to the place where it was lost, and the exact wording of the spell was,
"Guiding spirits, I ask your charity, lend me your focus and clarity. Lead me to the one I cannot find, restore that and my peace of mind."
lead me to the one I cannot find. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I never put 2 and 2 together. And then in Charmed Again, which aired on October 4th, 2001, Paige says that she started coming to P3 about a year or so ago, and the spell was cast almost a year ago. And I'm telling you, it would make so much sense if the lost and found spell is what originally called Paige back to the family. Especially since if we assume Paige was born in the manor, which is very possible since Grams and Patty didn't want the elders to know she existed, so I'm not sure they would have risked going to a hospital, that would not only explain why the spell would have called Paige, as she was someone lost that would need to be found, but it would also explain why, like Phoebe and Wyatt, who were also both born in the house with the Nexus, she seems more susceptible to evil influence. And just to be sure, I went back and watched the part where Grams and Patty tell Phoebe and Piper about Paige's existence, and they never actually said where she was born, only that they took her to Sister Agnes afterwards.
Sam and I took her to a local church as soon as she was born, and we asked the nun there to find a home for her.
So I really think Paige was born in the house, and that's why she was called by the spell. Phoebe wasn't specific enough about what she was looking for, so it started calling everything, regardless of whether the sisters were aware of it or not. And it would also explain why the reversal spell they ended up casting wouldn't have affected Paige. The wording was,
I return what I didn't want to find. Let it be out of sight, out of mind.
the moment Phoebe knew Paige existed, she was eager to get to know her and invite her into the family. There is no way she wouldn't want to find Paige. So even though she wasn't directly called back to the manor, that would have been around the time Paige suddenly started going to P3 out of seemingly nowhere. So yeah, when we think of Paige being called by the sisters, we always think of these scenes, but now I'm always going to think of this scene as well. How about you? What do you think? Are there any other Charmed theories that you think would be fun to cover? Let me know. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. Bye.